What's going on, guys? It's Esskimo of GetRichRapping.com. I'm back again with another 5 tips video. Today we're talking 5 tips for marketing your music. This is going to apply to everybody who's marketing music. Hell, it's going to work for anybody who's marketing anything. So let's go. Number 1 is to understand people. You may not realize it, but you're trying to get people to check out what you're doing. You're trying to get people to resonate with what you're doing. But you're doing stuff out there that people don't like. You're badgering them, you're harassing them, you're forcing them to listen to you, you're getting angry when they're not listening to you. Understand people. How often do you let people come and talk to you disrespectfully? How often do you let people interrupt your day for their agenda? You don't, right? So where do you get the idea that it's okay for you to do that to other people? Show some respect. If you wouldn't like something done to you, don't do it. That's what the basis of everything is based on. Don't do to anybody what you wouldn't like done to yourself. Numero 2, study. Now, I know what you're thinking. Man, I did so many years in school. I went to college. Maybe some of you even went to university. And you don't want to study no more. You've had enough of that shit. But here's the good news. There's some real fucking interesting information out there on marketing, on mindset, on branding, all the things that you need to know to be successful with your career. And guess what? You can read whichever ones you want to read. You don't get dictated to. You better read that. You better read this. I want to see a report on this. That's why you hate studying. If you don't study at the moment, get into that shit. Get into the stuff you're interested in. All of a sudden you're going to love studying, I promise you. A smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from other people's mistakes. When you read these books, you're going to hear a lot of mistakes. You're going to hear a lot of successes. Now, taking them on board and not having to make those mistakes and already knowing what works out there through reading somebody else's book is going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save you a lot of effort. It's going to save you a lot of energy. Why make mistakes you don't have to make? Pick up a book, watch some videos, buy some courses. Shit's gonna change your life. And if you want some music marketing specific courses, click the link in the description, which is the grrlibrary.com. Fuck with me. Number 3 is stay ahead of the curve. Now, if you've studied the last few decades, you'll realize that history repeats itself. I say decades, it's been going on forever, but as far as we can remember and the information we can access readily, over the past few decades, cycles repeat themselves. 80s fashion went out, then it came back in. 70s fashion, 90s fashion, all these things go out and come back in. It's the same with music. 808s back in the 80s were popping. In the 90s we went back to normal drums. Now we're back into the 808s again. So if you've got a good eye for what went on in the past and you can clock when things cycle, what trends happened before things started cycling again, you can start to get a good idea of where everything is going next. Also, what I mean by staying ahead of the curve is there's plenty of different social medias popping up all the time. If one starts building up one hell of a hype, like let's think of Facebook, right? Facebook was this new funky different idea social media, right? Nobody really thought it was going to be a big thing. Then all of a sudden, pow, they pretty much own the world, right? That's happened once, that can happen again. MySpace, we never thought MySpace was going to go. What other ones disappeared? You had Bebo, you had, I don't know, some other shit. So you never know which is going to be the next social media. So you never know which social media is going to be popping. So if one starts building a buzz, jump onto it, build yourself up the top early. If you can get up the top early, you're going to stay there. Just don't be afraid to jump into things. Don't be afraid to keep your eye open for different opportunities and try and plot ahead of where everything's going to go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Tip number 4 is to learn how to frame your message. When you're framing your message, you're choosing which is going to be the focal point of your message. Which part of your message is going to be the focus. I'm going to give you an example. One time I was working with We Good ENT, shout out We Good ENT by the way, and they were doing a single for charity. They were giving all the proceeds to charity. Now, instead of hitting everybody with check out the single, we said no, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the foundation. We're going to promote the foundation, and then sidebar at the end we say, oh, by the way, if you want to support this foundation, then check out this single, buy this single. So what we're doing then, instead of bombarding people with music, we're saying, look, this is a good cause, come check out this good cause. Oh, and by the way, so we framed it differently. We began promoting the foundation instead of doing what everybody's doing and promoting the music. Framing the message gives you the ability to alter the perception that people have on what you're pushing. It may not make a whole heap of difference, but it's like Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday. We add up all of those inches, and that's gonna make the fucking difference. Number 5. Try something new. I'll go out there and experiment. Just don't fall into the trap of doing the same thing over and over again. I understand everybody posts in the groups. I understand everybody posts on the timeline. Everybody does this, everybody do that. That must be the standard, right? Yeah, for idiots. Try something new. That's what people want to see. People don't want to see the same recycled shit all the time. They want to see some newness. So figure out new ideas. Find some cool things that you've never done with your music before and promoting your music. Do it in places that you've never thought to do it before. Just try something new. One of them's going to pay off. Just don't be afraid to try that new shit. And don't get stuck, like I say, in that continual, monotonous, promote my music, check out my music. Okay, so that was 5 marketing tips for music artists and producers. If you like this video, make sure to like it. If you've got any subjects you want me to touch and hit you with 5 tips for, comment below. If it helped you, help me, share the video. And if you want me to hit you up daily with new tips and new advice, hit the link in the description that says howtomarketmymusic.uk to join my free email series where I'm going to be hitting you up every day with some new ideas, some new advice and some new tips. So sign up, shit makes sense. You'll have to excuse how I look today. I was literally working out probably about 10-15 minutes before I jumped on this video, but I felt inspired. If you think I don't look smart enough to give advice, that's cool. Go to some other lukewarm ass channel that ain't got no shit going on, but they're wearing a suit. I'm sure they're a lot more qualified than me, right? Don't get mad, get motivated. Don't make hits, make history. And if you don't like it, go along. Enjoy your day. Peace.